Hello?
Hello there, mate.
How you doing?
Very well.
Nice
You
to see you.
Yeah. Same as always, mate. Same as always.
Right, let's jump straight in. Talk me through where everything started musically and early influences. What made you want to perform or play music?
Well, I guess the first sort of memory I can have of being really, really into and fascinated by music when I was about 9, and it was Queen actually. No one had ever guessed that these days.
Good choice.
No one had ever guessed it, but yeah, it was them. It was them. They're sort of like showmanship, anthemic tunes, you know.
Yeah.
Really got me into it, and it was their drummer Roger Taylor that made me want to sort of get behind a kit. And with that, you know, I mean, years later, then when I was 9, joined the band as a drummer.
Okay. How old were you when you joined the band?
22.
22.
22, yeah, so not that long ago.
No.
Only about 4 years.
Yeah. So you kind of learnt the craft of performing behind a kit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely, yeah.
So what made you want to move from the back of the stage to the front of the stage and put yourself more out there?
Well, I think with Queen, it's sort of their music. They struck me as a band who, you know, they're larger than life in a lot of ways.
Good for a kid.
But, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and a lot of bands from that era, you know, like Bowie's the same.
Yeah.
They just seemed like they were just in another dimension to what you believe is possible for you when you're growing up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was when I sort of started listening to albums like, you know, like the first Stone Roses album, Definitely Maybe, you know, and up more recent years, records like Up the Bracket. You know what I mean? They made me think, and the people that made those albums made me believe that it, you know, anything's possible. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Owing to the sort of upbringing they had and the type of area they may have grown up in. You know what I mean? So
They all had something to say. And they
yeah.
said,
Yeah, they weren't boring, were they?
No.
Definitely not. But
they're just normal.
But
normal
musically,
blokes, aren't
yeah, yeah, they're normal blokes, and musically, their respective first albums, you know, they were soundtracks to people's lives, and that is what teased me into wanting to write songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wanted to, if at all possible. You know, I'm not saying I have, but I'd like to think I may just have wrote somebody's soundtrack to their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's good ambition.
Yeah. Because they're the ones, you know, cult albums, just say like, you know, Never Mind the Bollocks,
Yeah.
will always be remembered. Not saying it ain't a great album, in my opinion, it is a great album, but it'll always be remembered as the representation of the punk
Yeah.
era.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely.
And that's something I'd love to achieve, if at all possible,
Good.
in this day and age.
Yeah.
Because cults do seem to have been a dying thing, you know.
Maybe you can resurrect it.
That's the idea, mate.
So where are you from, first of all, and then if you can explain how you feel growing up there and your upbringing has shaped you and your music.
Well, I'm from Enfield, at the very tip of North London, and how has it shaped my music? I guess I think owing to things like Facebook and what have you, you know, someone could sort of get mugged in Rio de Janeiro and 10 seconds later, the whole world knows about it. Do you know what I mean? And I live in one of those working class areas where a lot of skullduggery goes on. Do you know what I mean? And if I can articulate that in such a way, the things that I may have gone through or people I've rubbed shoulders with growing up, if I can articulate that into 4.5 minutes, then there's going to be a lot of people that are going to think, oh, I can relate to that. You know what I mean?
It's honest.
Exactly, it's honest, yeah.
It's everyday life for
You
a
can
lot
only
of people.
you can only write about things that are true to you, you know. Otherwise, people are just going to think they're just going to see straight through it,
Exactly. Always.
you know. and I think people would appreciate it more.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. So when you're performing live, you're by yourself with an acoustic.
Yeah.
The record, I notice, is with a full band of instruments. So talk me through that.
Well, I guess, you know, when you're writing a song, you know yourself as a songwriter, you get a certain way through the song, and you just know how you want it to sound and what sort of direction you're going to take it.
Yeah.
So in the studio, you know, I haven't got a band, you know, so it is just I could do what I like with it. Do you know what I mean? So, but obviously, I ain't got time to mess around.
No.
And wait for band members to arrive just so I can get on stage and do a gig. You know what I mean? At the minute, I'm an advert for a band that needs members.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
So your message is ready to be out there.
Oh, completely.
And you're waiting for the people to come and spread it with you.
Yeah. I just think that, you know, I believe in these songs enough to a point where I think people just need to hear them. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to wait around for a band as much as I want to be in one.
Yeah. They'll come when they're ready.
Yeah, of course. Can't rush these things,
No,
can you?
you shouldn't. So before you perform, obviously it's a personal experience, the things that go through your mind just before you go onto a stage. Have you got any rituals, or are you superstitious about anything? Is there anything you do?
No, not really.
No?
No, not really. Obviously, you know, if you didn't get nervous, it'd be boring, wouldn't it?
You don't seem nervous, though, before you play. We've been on the bill together a few times, and I notice it's...
Yeah, I don't know. I am.
You're very cool. Very cool about it.
Oh, I didn't want to say nothing. No, I do get nervous. Sometimes more than other times. Like a really good example is the Sweet Charity event that has just passed.
Yeah.
I was went out for a pre-gig meal with a few friends, and I didn't say a word.
Really?
For a good couple of hours before the gig. You know, which is, like you say, quite unlike me. But no, I haven't got any rituals or anything. When I first started gigging, I said, I don't want to have a drink because I don't want to start, you know, doing anything uncouth down the microphone or anything like that. But you know, if I'm going to choose anything, it is to have a couple of beers, just to limber up.
Loosey goosey.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Good. So, how do you go about writing a song? Is there a process, or does it just come?
No, there's definitely no process. All you can really do. Do you know, funny enough, last night I was just sat playing the guitar, and in literally, without once going, maybe if we do that, a complete verse, chorus, pre-chorus, chorus chords just appeared out of nowhere. Do you know what I mean?
It's nice when that happens.
Oh, it's just the best feeling, isn't it? And there was even half a little melody in there as well. You know, but, you know, that just happened in that amount of time. I got songs that, you know, I started writing like 3 years ago. Still ain't finished.
Yeah.
I guess if there was any kind of structure to it, it's always the chord sequence. Keep playing it until, you know, a melody comes. And then the lyrics. But then sometimes something might ping into my head all of a sudden that like a line of lyrics or something.
Yeah.
And I think, I really like that. And try and work it around that. But yeah, there's no real set structure that you've got to stick by. You know.
Do you have a favourite song on the album?
I don't have a favourite song. There are songs that sometimes I think I've wrote better, and then maybe a month later I might be like, this is quite good actually. But if I had to choose one of the 10, excuse me, that I was most proud of, it'd have to be track 10. For those who know, just for its lyrical content.
Okay.
It was getting back to what we were saying, writing songs about that are true to you, you know, and yeah, I'm fiercely proud of the whole record, but that song, you know, been trying for a long time to try and write a song about where I'd come from and whatever, and never quite got there until I wrote that, you know.
And that was it.
That was it. Yeah, it was one of them. You know, you get halfway through writing it and you think, Jesus, how am I going to write a second verse as good as the first?
I hate that feeling.
But
you managed.
I managed.
Yeah.
I did manage, yeah.
I think the important thing is that we write the music that we would like to listen to.
Oh, definitely.
And so that's why you end up being so proud. In
response to what you just said, you know, I get a lot of, oh, well, you know, you sound, this sounds like Oasis and that sounds very Beatlesy or whatever. I'm not in a band. It's just me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ain't got other bandmates to sort of throw their influences into the hat. So really,
yours are on your sleeve.
My favourite bands, it's going to sound like a mishmash between them lot, inevitably.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's not something, you know, I don't think, oh, I'm going to go for that sound or that sound. It's just the music I like.
Melting pot.
Completely, yeah.
What's your favourite song to play live?
Well, there'd been songs that I, like I said, prefer at certain points, and then I might go off them or whatever. But until recently, The Devil's Silhouette just seems to have taken on its own path compared to the other tunes. Just because, you know, like when you do a gig, all you can do is your best. The rest is down to the type of audience you're playing to.
Absolutely.
Whether they're into it, whether, you know, they're willing to maybe have a little dance or try and sing any lyrics they pick up. But The Devil's Silhouette just seems to be the one that people like the most. You know what I mean? And if you can get a song where you can stand back from the mic, from the chorus, because you know that there's other people that are going to be singing it for you.
There's no greater feeling, is there, than other people singing your tunes?
Completely not.
Yeah.
And that, for the first time, I mean, I owe a lot to Sweet Charity for that. You know, making that compilation album.
It's the first track I heard from the record because of the compilation album.
Was it? Brilliant.
Obviously, I've heard you do them acoustically, but in terms of the way the album sounds, that set of tracks, that's the first one I heard.
Yeah. What do you think?
Love it.
That's what I like to hear.
I'll be there at the front next time singing along with you. Having a dance.
I'll hold you to that. I'll not start the first chord until you're in my sight.
Excellent.
But yeah, no, if I had to choose one, it's definitely at the minute that. Yeah.
Good. So, the time has come to plagiarise a format, and I need you to pick only 3 songs if you were stranded on an island paradise. Which would be your 3 songs that you take with you?
Well, I guess if you were stranded on an island on your own, you'd need some kind of morale boosting tune, wouldn't you? You know.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you got to try and make fire out of sticks. So I think the first tune I'd want there is "Roll Over Beethoven," Chuck Berry.
Yes.
Just for its happy, clappy kind of vibe to the tune.
That's going to make you build a big fire.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I'll end up burning the island down.
Yeah. Good job you're surrounded by water.
Yeah.
Right, next.
The next is a song that I can't ever remember not knowing. You know, owing to probably my dad's favourite music, and that's "One" by U2.
Okay.
Just for the lyrics, Bono's vocal delivery. I love that song.
What kind of emotion does that evoke? If Chuck Berry's the morale booster, what does U2 do to you?
It's passion and unification of people. I think the song.
Okay.
I don't know what that means in terms of trying to get off this island.
Yeah.
You know, but
Well, maybe you want to stay. If you've got the 3 perfect songs, it's warm, sunny.
it'd rather depend on what fruit come out the trees.
So
if it's pears and all that, I'm out of it.
you don't like pears.
No.
Right. So pick another song you do like then.
I think the last one will take me back to my last sort of era of my life, and it's Strings of Life by Rhythm on the Loose.
Okay.
For the piano riff. I think house music and piano riffs are just a match made in heaven. You know? So yeah, those are the 3 I'd take.
And as a gift, you can have the Beatles' entire back catalogue, because I think everyone should have that.
It's spoiling me now.
If you don't like the Beatles, then you deserve to be stuck on a desert island.
Definitely with no music.
With no music,
Yeah.
yeah. Because you obviously don't have taste.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly.